Oh, what I'm going to do with the $10, I help. When you help me, I help others. I give it all this week. But this week, I got 2 bills I got to pay.
You so close to the mat, you don't have to go too far. I get up and go away. Yeah, right there. See, where's John?
Thank you.
Maybe it's like you, like give it to someone I don't know. Maybe like that movie Pay It Forward. Maybe I'll sit for 3 people.
I'm gonna give it to my friend Maddie.
Aww.
This is gonna really help with dinner tonight.
Because I've been a giving person, so I might even give it to somebody.
Buy bigger, pay for something.
I'm gonna take my brother to lunch.
Opportunity to get it out of my hand as fast as possible.
Why?
Somebody. So I won't use it. Because you're doing a good deed, and a good deed should be, turned over. Like an IRA. It'd be nice to go somewhere, somebody who need it. Don't get me wrong. I need it, but I don't need it that bad. But if I take it, it might end up at McDonald's. Okay, I'll take it. Okay. Just a minute. Hello. Hi. Yes.
Well, it's going to be a project for my kids. I'm going to say we have $10 to give away. What would you do with it?
I eat once a day at 8 o'clock. I'm going to get some soup and some crackers and some olives.
Some olives?
Yeah,
You're an olive fan?
I love olives.
What kind?
Garlic. They're delicious.
I am going to go to a punk show, and I'm going to mosh and probably some 40s. I
All right.
get 140 and 1 ticket.
So, Nikki, how long have you been homeless?
Off and on for about 20 years.
Tell me about a typical day for you.
I come out, I'll go handle medical stuff. I'll come and panhandle a while, eat some lunch, go back in the shelter.
What would you want people who are walking by to know?
People that are walking by, don't look down on this, because this can happen to anybody. And at one time, at a point in my life, I was just like you, a job, working every day. This happened to me, and I'm making the best of it. Have a blessed day.
Only child, I was adopted. The family I came from was very quiet. There was hardly any communication between me and my mother and father, conversation. There was no I love yous said in the house. I never heard those words, I love you. There were no hugs and no kisses. So when I was 11 years old, I found that when I drank 2 bottles of cheap wine, I could talk to people. I sold blood for $5 a pint to get a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of wine. And we used to go around to all the Safeways in the Bay Area and steal steaks. And at night we sell them in bars at half price. And that's how we financed our addiction problems.
So you financed the whole drug habit with steaks?
Yeah. At the beginning of '69, I had a nervous breakdown, and at the end of '69, I had another nervous breakdown. And while I was in the hospital the second time, the psychiatrist who was on the ward at the Veterans Hospital said, "Bob, what would you really like to do with your life?" And I said, "Doctor, all I really want to do is drink, shoot dope, and have a little sex occasionally." I couldn't figure out what to do with myself as a sober person. It's like all the people I ever loved in my life, I've somehow hurt because of my drinking, my drug abuse, and my manic depression. All the people I've loved, I've just ruined the relationships with them. But the good news is today, after over 20 nervous breakdowns now, 12 years of heroin addiction, 30 years of alcoholism, methamphetamines for about 5 years, marijuana for about 10 years, and popping pills, barbiturates during the 60s, and mescaline and LSD. I'm off everything, and I'm on medication for bipolar, With a doctor at the Veterans House, I devote a lot of time to my recovery. I've been sober almost 25 years, and I can help people that are sober like 6 months or a year.
How do you feel today?
I'm relatively comfortable as a sober person.
You're not selling steaks anymore.
Not selling steaks anymore. When I was 22, 23, 24, I couldn't carry on a conversation with you like this without drinking damn near a fifth of scotch. But it takes time, and a lot of alcoholics don't want to wait. It takes time. It's a process. Recovery is a process. It takes time. A lot of people, they want what they want when they want it. They want it right now. They want 15 years of recovery in like a month, and it doesn't work that way. You got to be patient.
The bear. The Lord was really care for the kids, cause sometimes, see, they don't get to see how life really is. I look up at the sky, wonder why he chose me to see. I guess it was something inside of me, strapped with guns for the payback. I hate that we gotta grow up to see our homies turn to foes. Our first loves turn into hoes, national. We gotta find another way for all of us to live. There's too many people out here dying, cause they ain't got enough to give to the world. P-H-A-Z-E. Hey, check this out, man. You gonna buy the CD, man? That's enough of that camera shit, man. Keep that.
Hey man, that's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool.
The bet is, if the Jets lose, then he'll get the $10 that you just gave him. Hey, Chris, I guarantee that Darrell Reeves is gonna put in the hamstring. All of a sudden, when Randy Moss embarrasses him. When the guy in the suit guarantees something.
What else you got in your mind? Anything else to think?
How could I say it? All right. I've been celibate for 1 year and 6 months. Don't make fun of me. It's okay. But I got it off my mind. And it was on purpose for the first 6 months, and the last year, not so much on purpose.
You're with me, or you're with me. There's no other option.
That's it. So they've made me hula hoop in order to give them my $10. So here's. So what's the advanced moves now?
And they both come up where they like.
What's going to happen to those jeans?
Oh, well, they're gonna become my habit.
they're going to get cut off.
They're gonna fit me like these when I finish with them.
Time doesn't exist, so I don't need to talk about it.
It doesn't exist.
It's all relative. So I have a fascination with something called an asymptote. There are certain things that you can actually never reach. You just get closer and closer and closer to. And you have to remember that as you make goals in life.
My name is Robert, and I do special request cards. And this is one of my cards. It's a Mother Day card. Best mom in the world, I believe, is my mom. Her name is Doris Brooks.
Marie and Josh, I love you and thank you as well. God bless you, and I appreciate the tennis shoes, and I love the socks. And thank you for helping me keep my feet warm and dry. Thank you so much.
But again, this is what's so interesting about what you do and what I'm doing is that sense of, at one level you're doing basic good deed shit. But at a higher level, you're trying to open a very interesting doorway in America, like, how do we interact with one another? You know, what's the new social contract? You know, again, one of my favorite things is if we're going to ask an entire generation, 70 million strong, the most diverse generation in the history of America, to do community service, at the end of the day, what do we want? I mean, you know, what do we want those young men and women to think like, act like, spend their money like, vote like? I mean, is there a goal here? Is it just, right now we have this kind of nebulous cross your fingers that somehow, through the metamorphosis of doing a good deed, people will have an awakening, and man, it's true, it works for a lot of people, but, you know, could we be asking for more? Not telling people you have to live this way, but just fully exploring this idea of what does it mean to live differently, where you let go of the sense of me first and embrace a little bit of a us together kind of attitude.